Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne. Welcome to your second half of the month of October readings and your Tarot, Oracle, Love Connection guidance messages. I am going to be reading for all the signs, as I always do. And if you haven't had a chance to watch your beginning of the month, you might want to check that out because it's kind of neat to see what's continuing on for you. Are you feeling the energies that I'm speaking of? Are the messages making sense? Have they resonated? Are they starting to show you, some signs and signals of what's to come for yourselves? Because, they are amazing guidelines for us. But then at the end, it's up to us, right? It's our free will. And that's what I always like to emphasize with my readings. However, I do pick a featured sign, as I said, every day, and I am on the beautiful earth element, Mercury ruled, very intelligent, very, very grounded, practical, resourceful, just an all-around beautiful energy of the earth element of Virgo. So Virgo, yes, we had just finished your season last month, and we are in fact still in Libra season. Mercury, your ruling planet, is still in retrograde in Libra. It tends to affect the elements or the signs that have Mercury as the ruling planet, such as yourself and Gemini. And what that means is it definitely feels as though maybe things are slowed down. You can't quite get things moving. Communication can get confusing, transportation, all sorts of things. Anything moving, objects and such. And that's going to be ending on the 18th. So that's the good news. We have the sun in Libra still. We're in Libra season, as I mentioned. Mercury, Mars, the planet of the warrior planet, right? Of power and spirit and fire and energy, right? To spare. And that's what I'm hoping we're all feeling. Not always its most comfortable position in Libra, but Libra, with all of this energy and focus and planets in Libra, it's going to affect all of us, of course, to different degrees, about our relationships, our need for balance, our need for love. I mean, ruling planet of Libra is Venus, and Venus is the Venetian feminine planet. There aren't many of them out there, but it's definitely one of them. It makes us feel just so full of emotion and love and sensuality is what I always say, because our senses are everything. Our feeling, our taste, our touch, our ability to feel, understand. All of them, all combined is very emphasized in certainly relationships, like I said. And, fairness, justice, balancing those scales in every regard of your life. That's what a huge emphasis right now. So if you're noticing that and you're finding your mind going in ways of, how can I see the other person's perspective, and how can we work this out? Because that's really the objective for Libra, is to work hard at maintaining and, reaching an understanding in a very diplomatic and kind and gentle way, if possible. But if not, they're going to fight the fight. I'm just saying. There's both sides, there's duality to Libras as well. Once again, striving for that balance. So I'm going to pick the highlighted sign for you that Spirit would like you to know about, though, Virgo. This is always done right in front of you. And it is also, just to let you know, it could be another astrological sign that you're very familiar with, or maybe have a very large connection with, love of any kind, right? A bond, friend, family member, romantic, what have you. Or it could just be that energy coming through very strongly. Perhaps you have a lot of that in your personal natal chart, which you can always look up for free. I always think it's amazing to find out you're way more than your sun sign, but a sun sign is essential. It's the day we're born. It's the first house. It's our energy. It's our vitality, what we want to do, who we want to be with, who we want to see, our desires, what we want to do for work and careers and that sort of thing come through. The ego comes through. So it's important to have our ego. It always gets a bad rap, but we need that. It gives us the spine and the desires and the dreams, right? So for you, beautiful Virgo, I'll take my deep breath and see what Spirit wants to know for you. And remember, I will be reading 4 major categories for this highlighted connection, along with all of your love connections, not just the highlighted. And then I will read the 2 oracles to end the reading. So I'm keeping them a little shorter because I lost a few Go figure, during the Mercury retrograde. Poof, out of thin air, I have no idea what happened to them. Redid those and want to make sure that I get these uploaded. You never know how long that takes. I was going to do it on the table. Forgive me. All right, so for Virgo, you have Capricorn. I love this for you, your fellow earth sign. Capricorn is huge. Capricorn, actually, while I'm reading this, the moon went into Capricorn. So that's beautiful. There's a synchronicity right off the bat. A lot of synchronicity. Let me explain that again. A lot of synchronicities will be occurring during the month of October. And when we finish with a lot of the planets that are moving retro, from retro to direct, we've already had Pluto do this, which is the ruling planet of Scorpio, more modernly. And we're heading into Scorpio season on the 22nd. Then we have Saturn, the taskmaster, that's been in Aquarius all year and will be for the remainder of most of next year, actually, until 2023 in Aquarius. The mind, the air, fellow air sign to Libra. Intelligent, you know, wanting to disrupt the norm and the structures that have been in place for so long, which is what Capricorn represents. Tried and true, you know, steadfast. A cardinal sign, however, which is what Libra is, and the full moon in Aries on the 20th, also a cardinal sign. There's going to be a trine, or what do they call it? A cardinal cross, I believe it is, because of all the cardinal energies. And that's about starting new. That's about beginnings. And we had the new moon in Libra on the 6th when Pluto went direct. I mean, there's so much positive possibilities and intentions that could be made, and I hope you've made, from that new moon that can last well after the second half of the month and into November. So I recommend you put out that and write those down. It's so beautiful, and it's so necessary because we're always changing and evolving in our lives. And this is giving you that opportunity, that real push with that new moon, as I said, and then the full moon, the opposite, the exact polar opposite sign of Aries. So it's very much, once again, about relationships and getting through the difficult things, people, circumstances, and removing the things that aren't working and starting fresh again, and really building up our ideas and dreams and you know, enterprises and so forth. But that's exactly what Capricorn represents. I mean, they're the success sign. I mean, that's all they think about. They're the goat as far as the symbolism. And the goat is one of the most sure-footed animals that we have on this planet, and they can just climb any mountain or crag. It doesn't faze them in the least. All they know is they want to get to the other side. And that's what, you know, Capricorns do for all of their endeavors. And they're just hardworking, and they toil, and they're ruled by Saturn, so they know all about being constricted and just eyes on the prize, basically, and then amassing amazing amounts of wealth and, you know, prosperity and gifts for such efforts, which is how it works in this planet Earth. So the two of you together, I'll tell you, Virgo and Capricorn, beautiful, beautiful, common, foundational, harmonious type of energy comes through for you. And you both work equally as hard. What I like about these two is that you understand that. A lot of times I find, as I've studied the compatibility of astrology since I was literally 12, that you prefer to be with somebody that gets that work is an enjoyment for you. It's not usually a burden. So that's where you'll be a lot of times. And of course, because of that, you reap, once again, all the benefits and all the energy that's put into it, you get back out again. The two of you together having that mentality is just, well, it's a very, very promising, beautiful energy. So that's a highlighted connection for you, Virgo. I like it a lot. And, you know, oops, the dice fell. I'll get that later. As I said, I will be reading the 4 major categories that kind of cover all questions that have to do with the different aspects of our life in regards to your relationships and that highlighted connection. And I did change the tarot, like I like to do, from the beginning to the mid part of the month, as well as at least one of my oracle decks. And I've changed it to the OK Tarot. Very, very simple, very straightforward. I felt we needed that with a lot of the backwards energy that's been going on for some time, like I said, with the outer planets, but the more personal planets. All of that's starting to change and will be changing, and we'll have, 5 or 6 planets now stationed forward again. The momentum will be noticeable from the beginning to the second half of the month. It's going to be wonderful. I look very forward to it because I too have had some stalls, but I also liked to take some time to relax. And I chose this deck because it is the only pink deck, as I've been saying. And I'm honoring and, 100% behind the Cancer Awareness Month that all of October is. I am a cancer survivor. I have had people in my life, I have lost to cancer. I have had people who have fought the fight and gotten to the other side. And I just want to say, because I want to shorten it up a bit, let's keep making that happen. I would believe with everything in my heart that of all the times in our lifetime, and some not, this is going to be the time with many of the planets that will continuously be in air elements, which is the mind and the intellect and wanting to expand and grow and learn. And with, Aquarius, for example, ruled by Uranus, that's all about technology and medicine and, ways to invent and start and begin and just blow our minds. Like, who would have thought? And this has happened how many times? I mean, I still look at a plane and go, how does that stay up there? I mean, seriously, this is the time. I pray that we have the cure during our lifetime, for Pete's sakes, and just sending love and visualizing that to the world, So, yes, the 4 major categories. First being the overall energy bringing you to the reading, Virgo. And you have the sun. Wow. And that's how I feel about that compatibility aspect of the Capricorn energy. If you're not, like I said, with the Capricorn, someone may be coming in with those energies or that kind of characteristic. It could be you as well with Virgo in your natal chart. But it could also be happening in the time of the Capricorn season, which is, the latter part of December 22nd, I believe, through January 20th. So it's actually December 21st through January 20th. This is like one of the best, most beautiful, energetic, powerful, once again, suns represent our sun season. It's in the first house at that time, our solar return. It's about inventing and creating and feeling good and feeling healthy and having the friends and family and support and all those things wrapped into one right there for you. I certainly hope that's happening, especially after the 18th, when the retrograde will still have shadow period, but it will not be, you'll start to feel it build back its momentum. Your mind will be clear, which you love, and you like to be very, very organized, and people love you for that. You are the rock in the storm. So, it's important that all this kind of get cleared up, and it will. And that's the good news. That's the sun for you. Okay, and I think you're probably even starting to feel that. Certainly by the new moon, full moon on the 20th. Very powerful for all of us. Very much about, leadership and basically being in charge. If it's not with yourself, maybe in some respect, maybe a new position at work you've been offered, of administrative, your own job interest, job on the side. Wouldn't surprise me at all that you would have more than one job, Virgo. Beautiful, beautiful energy. The second category is that of possible blessings or obstacles. And we all have them, but like I said, the Capricorn influence is a person that generally takes an obstacle and makes it into an opportunity. And I wish I were thinking that way all the time, and I do attempt to, but sometimes I'm a little off my mark with that. You have the 9 of Cups. It just keeps getting better. Now, I don't know if it's better than the Sun, but it sure as heck is a second to it, because the 9 of Cups is the emotional side of things. And yes, we all have those emotions. It's the cups, it's the creativity in us, it's our hearts, it's the element of water, of course, and it is either Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces that has a very, very perhaps strong influence in your life, or once again in your natal chart, or just the energies that you want to feel or you've been around or you're feeling just because. But the 9 is wishes fulfilled. I mean, there's only one left. It's the 10 for the ultimate. But the wish is fulfilled. This, I always say, is absolutely something you've created. You do get co-creation every moment of your life. We do have, law of attraction always in play with us, and, wonderful guidance for people that aren't aware of that. It's always there as well, and I ask for it. You can do that. Obviously, you have. And something really important to you has come to pass. And I would imagine it has to do with romance in some ways for a certain percentage of you, because that's the kind of season we're in right now with Libra. It's just, boom, man. There's an intimacy that's very much being brought to the forefront with this energy. And why not? Wow. If it's not in real life, it's in dreams, or it's somebody you're thinking about, and maybe it's something that's you really want, okay? And that might be what gets fulfilled for you. I can't say. This is a general reading. You can let me know, though. I'd love to get your comments. I always respond and appreciate them a lot. But that's absolutely beautiful. So far, what do we have next? We have the category of finances for you. And of course, money is important to all of us in this three-dimensional world, right? It's essential. It's how we live and survive. And, you know, some of us are amazing at managing money and creating those miracles. And I think you're one of them as far as really being smart about your investments and not being too crazy about expenditures and things like that. And going, I wouldn't imagine you going, I shouldn't say it's a general reading, like I said, depending on other aspects. But for the most part, I don't know of many Virgos myself that just go and want to just go to Vegas and splurge and spend it all. You know what I mean? I see you as being a little more cautious, and definitely, or a lot more cautious actually, and doing your due diligence as to how you do invest it. And of course, working hard, which brings it in anyway. So, but living comfortably, living in the comforts that you so rightfully deserve. So what do we have for your financial category? The Four of Cups. Now, it's interesting. This has come up, and I want to say in this position at least 3 times now, and I've only done, this will be my 6th reading. So it's saying a lot. But what it's saying is, okay, you are doing well. You feel emotionally satisfied, I think, with your, you know, financial. I mean, but I think obviously all of us say, but if I had this, I could do that. And there's always more to be had, right? It's infinite. And that's the reality about money and the energy of it, the currency, giving and receiving and such. So it's just letting you know that there is a lot around you. Be aware of that, but also recognize they're in the Rider-Waite-Smith depiction that I always like to refer to. It has a cup coming out of the sky, like Spirit is saying, I've got something else in case you're not feeling completely fulfilled. What do you think about this? And there's an offering there for you. And it's the Ace. It's a beginning. It's a new opportunity. It's another possible job. Another way to get your finances where you're feeling comfortable. We can only ask for that, right? I mean, we can always ask for more, but knowing and feeling financially comfortable and secure is a beautiful place to be. And I think that that's kind of what you're saying in your mind and what you're feeling. I think you're thinking, yes, it's good. And yet if I had the one more offer, and making sure you don't miss it. It could be there. You might be overlooking it with the retrograde and a lot of other distractions that are happening in the world. Let's face it, there are a lot of those. You've got to be, you know, the card that represents you, Virgo, is the Hermit. That's one of the most wisest, intelligent cards that reminds us that our inner guidance is the best to rely on always, and to allow ourselves the quiet time to listen to that, you know. And like, once again, especially during the month of October when our intuition is spot on, our synchronicities tend to build. And I like that a lot, okay? So stay tuned and keep your eyes, ears, and heart open for sure, because things could be coming along that would just change your game completely in beautiful, positive ways. This is a very positive reading. The final category I love and that I've added is the surprises and wishes category. I mean, you know, what kind of surprises are you wanting that would fulfill your wishes? And or are you one of those people that are like, not great on surprises, but I know what I would like to have happen, so let's see what's happening for you. And remember that your other fellow Earth sign has the planet Uranus, which also rules Aquarius, that has Jupiter and Saturn in it all year. Very powerful informational sign that can bring on all sorts of wonderful new ideas, inventions, and creative endeavors that will help you immensely. And that's something that's always important to you. You're a mutable sign. You want to be open and changing and being aware of all that's happening, you know, and that Mercury aspect. But what I was going to say is that, yes, Uranus is in the sign of Taurus and will be for till I think 2026. So that's the earth sign. It could be amazing things that happen out of the blue. It just shoots things in, takes things out, unexpected surprises, ups and downs, overs and out, which is what life is anyway. But I'm looking at it in a positive way with this reading. So don't be surprised if something happens, an inheritance, a windfall. I can't say. But that's what this is leading and making me believe. And it's all in your favor at this point. This reading is definitely a plus. Oh, and you have, just to balance it all out, you have the Two of Swords. There's the Aquarius. There's the Libra. There's the Libra season. Two of Swords, the balance, two opportunities. Not 100% sure exactly which one you want to take. These could have happened as early as the new moon last week. And it could be that, well, I love what one reader had said, and I'm going to take it from that person. When you take one of the swords away, it's the ace. It's the new idea. It's the clarity, the understanding, the wisdom, the knowledge, the verbiage, the communication, the information coming through to feel confident about taking and making this choice. And you will know what that choice is, and you will listen to your guides, and you will listen to your intuition, and some people you respect and want to talk to about as well, you know, run it by them perhaps. And you'll know, and I think that full moon will put a big shining light on that. And then you will, your surprises will be coming very close to reality for you, if not already formulating as we speak, okay? So yeah, a choice, no doubt, but a good choice. Wishes fulfilled, Sun, Four of Cups, another possibility, another offer. I guess if anything, it would just be like, wow, with more than one offer on the table, it would require a choice and a decision. And I know you'll make the right one. That never even concerns me with you, because that's how you operate. And I love it. So I'm going to go on to your oracle readings, and I'm using, for the second half of the month of October, the Wisdom of the Hidden Realm for you. This is for every one of your relationships, or just for you. You know, if you're not in a relationship, for Pete's sakes, your relationship with you and life, and the love you have for your existence, you know, and your power, and just how special you really are. And your beautiful message is the Hawk Prince. So let me read further for you. Spirit communication, paying attention. Wow. Well, as I said, there's always the co-creation going on. And with this incredible, energetic, positive reading, and the last one of your surprises and everything, of the cross of the decision, the crossroads, if you will, having to do with your mind and your choices and your thoughts. Are they good thoughts? Are you being optimistic? Are you believing that magic is everywhere and anything and everything is possible as you surround yourself in a consciousness of that? Because this is what I believe a lot of this is asking. And then you've got the master number 11, which becomes a 2. There's another partnership aspect, as well as the Two of Swords, perhaps. Two people that might be, you know, very much of influence in this new whatever it is. And yes, of course, romance, which is very prominent this month. So paying attention. Yeah, sitting and listening and knowing, you know, within yourself what's right, because that's all that really matters in the end. So I'll read to you what it says specifically, because I love it. And clearly Spirit wants you to know some things. And it's no mistake you came to the reading, and I appreciate you for that greatly. The Hawk Prince appears with good news. He flies into your life to alert you that a message is coming to help you manifest your destiny. That would be the swords. They're all about that. In communication, I should say. Expect a phone call, letter, email, or conversation that lets you know the next step to take towards your greatest good, or to tell you that you've arrived at an important stage along your path. Isn't that awesome? And that's what I was feeling. It felt incredibly positive, and I love this as a confirmation of that, and just kind of a, you know, ongoing tale, I should say, of your second half of the month. So the Hawk Prince is also the ally for spirit communication. So pay attention when you think you hear something important pop out on the radio or TV, or in overhearing a conversation with strangers. Spirit is constantly in dialogue with you. Are you listening? Stay open and expect Spirit to speak to you and show you the way to your prosperity in all aspects of your life. Ooh, I love that. I love that. And I hope you do too. I hope you feel that this moment. But if you don't, give it some time. Okay, there's no linear time frame for my spiritual readings, of course. That's not how Spirit works. But yeah, and you could also watch your moon, rising, or ascendant and Venus signs that could very well have more information for you, because you're way more than just your sun sign. You can look those up very quickly and easily with the free websites that there's available to us. Oh my, that just popped right out, didn't it? I haven't had that happen in a while, but I'm going to go for it, because they're all beautiful. This is my Super Attractor Manifestation deck. It's about manifesting the life we want, because we choose it through our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, which is the last ingredient in the pie, if you will, to make it a tangible reality that you can see, feel, touch, and smell. And you know you love that as an earth sign. Directing my focus onto what's thriving creates more of what I want. Absolutely. Focus on that. Focus on what excites you. Focus on what's working. Focus on what you feel the best about always. The feel, once again. It's simple, right? But it honestly works, and I know you know this. I know you've manifested your whole life as well. And I just think it's a great reading. I hope, and I really do hope, that you will like, subscribe, and let me know if you're feeling this, and share it, and just help me support my channel. It'd be beautiful. And just take really good care. We've got beautiful energy, like I said. And then we've got beautiful Halloween and whatnot. But I'll be back for the first of the month, November readings, and I'd love to have you join me. So take good care until next time. Bye for now.